Talk about the value of each and every individual human being. It's time for a conversation with Peter Range, Say Yes to Life. Good morning, Peter.
Hey, good morning, guys. It's a great day to be alive. Pete. Thanks for having me on. I'm just curious, when are we having the Pope Leo interview? That's the one I really want to listen to.
Well, these people are not answering the phone.
Maybe you can set that up for us, Pete.
Yeah, I've got a few connections over there. I'll see what I can do. Well, hey guys, I've got bad news and then I've got good news. So I'll let you choose. Do you want me to start with the bad news or the good news?
I'd like to go good news and skip the bad news altogether, but let's go bad news first, and then let's spend some time in the good news.
All right, that sounds good. So, well, the bad news is, you may have seen it, but Planned Parenthood, they released their 2023-2024 annual report just this last week, and it's shocking, it's sad, and it really calls all of us to reach out to our local congressmen, to invite them, to ask them, to beg them, to plead with them to defund the abortion giant. I mean, if you go through this report, it's worse than bad news. It's incredibly, incredibly sad. So according to their 2023-2024 Planned Parenthood report, America's largest abortion provider ended 230 pregnancies. So over 400,000 babies killed through Planned Parenthood this last year. That's its highest number yet. Wow. It's never reached that number before. Wow. And what's so sad to me and frustrating to me is that it's our taxpayer dollars that subsidize the abortion giant. Now, the abortion giant says, they don't go to pay for abortions. However, we all know money is fungible. You get money in one door, it enables you to move money a different direction, maybe to spend some of that money to provide for marketing of candidates who support abortion, whatever it might be. But listen to this. There was $792.2 million in taxpayer funds that went to Planned Parenthood this past year. That's over 39% of Planned Parenthood's total revenue, which is around $2 billion or so. So it's the single greatest source of income during the past year. Didn't come from, millionaires and billionaires out in California. It didn't come from George Soros or whoever, funds abortion. It came from us. It came from you and me that funded the abortion giant. So that's the bad news. We really need to reach out to our congressmen, to our senators in our state and invite them to fund Planned Parenthood. Now, they put in the reconciliation bill, they're working on the budget right now from the congressional level. They put in there the defunding of Planned Parenthood, but we know it's really hard to get that across the goal line because the left will use a lot of different, stories to say, oh, you can't do this. It's helping with medical care, although they provide very little medical care for those individuals. They really just provide abortion in these clinics. So please pray that our Congress will have and our president will have the courage to say no more funding of Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, and Pete, I mean, for us to watch those congressmen that are voting to put this forward, and those who don't stand up strongly enough to keep it in, that's really going to parse out even with Republicans and all who are truly the ones who are pro-life.
Yeah, I don't care if you have an R or D behind your name. I want you to vote pro-life. I want you to vote to not fund the abortion giant at $792 million. Yeah. And that's how much money we give these folks to kill over 400,000 children. It's just not right. So that's the bad news. The good news is we're not standing idly by. Obviously we've talked about rebuilding the family as a long-term process, but we also want to reach our youth today. It's so important that our young people understand and appreciate the dignity and value of human life. And so I want to invite everybody listening around the state Saturday, May 31st, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We have kind of a pro-life apologetic training for the young and young at heart. So really any age is welcome to come down and join us. We want to start with ages 14 and up, but even if they're a little bit younger, I'm sure we could kind of squeeze them in the door. Ryan Baumberger, he's an Emmy Award-winning creative professional who founded the Radiance Foundation. It's a faith-based, life-affirming educational nonprofit, is going to be joining us as kind of our keynote speaker. Ryan's story is just absolutely incredible. He is that 1% that's often used to justify the 99% of abortions. But Ryan was actually conceived in rape, and his mother courageously chose life. She also chose adoption, and so Ryan was adopted into a very loving family, raised right, and then he actually ended up adopting 2 children himself. So it's just amazing, one choice for life and the difference and the impact that can make for generations. So that's going to be at the Newman Center at Ohio State University. So even our Michigan listeners, we welcome you down to Ohio State University, and it's a friendly competition here where we're just talking about an issue we can agree on, and that is the issue of life. So it's Saturday, May 31st. You can find tickets and information at ccv.org and then just /Students for Life. So it's ccv.org/Students for Life. The doors will open around 9:30. We'll get started at 10, and Ryan will speak a little bit later into the afternoon. But we also have a few local individuals. Ryan Hobbs, a great local gentleman from Northwest Ohio, is going to be talking about the importance of the father and how important the father is in leading the home, as well as Wendy M., and she's going to talk a little bit about natural family planning, which is really important for our young women and our young men to understand and appreciate the way that their bodies work, so we can appreciate how God made them so amazing to give life. And that's one of the big problems that we have in our society is we've separated the iron triangle, which used to link sex, marriage, and baby making, that those things go together. But with the proliferation of contraception, the sexual revolution, we no longer think those things go together. And you can have sex outside of marriage, it's really no big deal. But we know that it is a big deal, and it's led to a lot of pregnancies that were unexpected. And when you get pregnant and you think you shouldn't be because you're maybe using contraception, you think, oh, something went wrong, when in actuality, no, something went really right. Mm-hmm. So join us Saturday, May 31st, ccv.org/Students for Life.
All right, Peter Range, thank you so much, and be sure to stay tuned.